Hello and welcome to another Voices of SUP interview, where we chat to some inspirational people in the stand-up paddling community. Now I'm back with a fresh quarantine haircut, looking sharp and ready to interview our next guest. Remember, these videos are split into two different parts. The first part is available for all of the free viewers out there. You'll be able to gain some insights into our Voices of SUP and their lives. And the second part is only available for those pro subscribers on SUPboarder Magazine. So if you're not a subscriber, head over to supboardermag.com, get yourself on that subscription list and you'll be able to access the extended video. Now let's get into introducing our guest today. She's the current world champion on the APP World Tour for both marathon and the sprint racing. She's also a Guinness World Record holder for paddling the longest distance on the SUP in 24 hours. She's also a 3-time SEA New York City paddle champion. She's a 3-time 11 Cities Tour champion, 3-time Chatterjack 31 champion. She's a personal trainer, a nutritionist, a yoga instructor, and a paddle monster coach. She's a true ambassador of the sport. Let's find out more about our Voice of SUP today and who she is. It's Seychelle Webster.
Oh, thanks so much. That was really sweet. Thanks so much for having me this morning as well. And I would describe myself as a very positive person. I'm definitely an optimistic person. I love to travel. I love to always be finding ways to improve myself. And what I love more than anything is helping others, I think, find ways to also improve themselves. So my paddling career is just a great way to express both of those things.
It's great that you have so many different passions and interests as well that you bring into your life, apart from just paddleboarding. And you're a very all-round sportswoman, which is fantastic to see. Now, did you first pick up a paddle in 2014? Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Wow.
2014. Mm-hmm.
That's actually, it's not that long ago.
It's not that long ago. I mean, for a while, it really wasn't that long ago. Now I feel like, okay, it's getting on that it's been a while. However, up until I would say last year, I definitely felt, okay, I'm still really new at this. I picked up a paddle in 2014 and I literally, almost from that first moment, decided this is what I'm going to do with my life. And it was a change in my life at that point. I had been doing something totally different with my life, but I found stand-up paddle and I 100% committed from day one. And sometimes you just know, you know?
Yeah, and that's great.
So.
And we're going to be playing them over the video. You just look so happy in all of them. You're smiling in every single one of them, and you just look like you love stand-up paddleboarding and love just sharing it with other people as well.
I'm a very happy person, and I do love stand-up paddleboarding and sharing it with other people. So all of those things are correct. Yeah.
Yes, that's great. And there's a clip in there. Is that your husband? Is he a bit of a driving force behind your support?
He is very supportive. He's definitely I would say, my foundation, my pillar. We all need something that kind of holds us steady at times. And he's definitely that for me.
Now, I've been diving in a little bit, just looking on your website and things. You follow a plant-based diet and a plant-based way of eating. How long have you been plant-based? And can you elaborate on what foods specifically that work for you to maintain such a healthy diet?
Definitely. I actually went vegetarian at the age of 15 and then total vegan at the age of 17. So that's 16. I turned 33 this week. 15, 16 years, more than half my life at this point without eating meat. So it's definitely a lifestyle choice. More so, or it is a dietary choice, but it becomes a whole way of life. What I find makes it the most simple is to focus on protein and getting enough protein, and then surrounding that with a really balanced diet, a variety of vegetables and fruits and whole grains and beans. For me, that's how I make it simple. Is okay, get enough protein, eat a healthy diet, and the rest of it, and then exercise regularly, right?
The first time I saw you race was at the London SUP Open last year, 2019.
Oh, yeah. That was a good race.
You just blitzed the field. It was a close finish in a couple of the races, but you just fought really hard to win, and it was such an achievement. From starting to paddle in 2014 to now, or that race, you've just gained such success in a short space of time. I just want to know what consistently motivates you to continue achieving and just pushing the level every race on race, really.
Well, one of the things I said initially when we started our conversation is I'm just really driven to always be my best self and to be the best that I can be in my paddling career, in my daily life, in my coaching career. And I'm very fortunate that I'm a driven person, and I am super competitive. And so I suppose it does boil down to the ego. but the feeling when you win a race, especially a big international race, that feeling it's so incredible, because that's what you have worked so hard for, and then it makes you want to work even harder to keep achieving that, right? So it's a
Snowball effect.
exactly.
That's really cool. And like you said, you're aspiring to be the best person you can be yourself. Is that something you're trying to convey to others? Is that the message you're trying to share? Is just everyone can be themselves and just try to be their best self?
Definitely, I'm trying. I'm always trying to figure out what's the best way to convey that, what's the best things that I can be sharing, what are the most helpful things. And this period we're in right now has actually been really helpful for me to try and find some of those extra things that I maybe do in my daily life, because we design our lives by the choices that we make every single day. And when you realize that you have that power, you can start making really incredible changes in your life. And people don't realize that. So it's, baby steps, just trying to get the message out.
What do you think are some tools that help you overcome times like this, and that can help you get through maybe a challenging moment? Maybe you can reflect on something challenging in your SUP career that you've had to overcome.
Well, actually, last year I had a very bad injury. I had 3 herniated discs in my neck, so that was very painful and caused a lot of nerve damage. And I was off the water for a couple of months, and I was told by several doctors I was going to need to have surgery. And I decided to listen to my body and not have the surgery and do the healing with alternative and complementary methods. And that was one of the most powerful experiences in my paddling career, in any case, because I had been so focused and so driven to physically be the best that I could be and push really hard and work really hard. And not that it's not about working hard and pushing hard at times, but when I had this injury and I was forced to take several steps back, slow way the heck down, I realized that there was a lot of pieces that were missing from the puzzle that were not about the physical, but more about the mental and the emotional person. And actually my first race back after the injury was that race in London. And I had only been back on the water for about a month at that point. So I wasn't expecting to be in good form at all. But being forced, like I said, to take steps back, to slow down, to work on things that I hadn't been working on, not just definitely more mental, more emotional, but physically I couldn't paddle hard. So all I did for a few weeks was just work on my technique. I had to change my technique to deal with this injury. I couldn't paddle the way I had been paddling because that was one of the things that was hurting me. And one of the many reasons why I ended up with this injury. So the lessons that I was, I don't want to say forced, but had the opportunity to learn through this injury changed me as a paddler, as a person. And I think that it's a really good lesson because in the moment I thought it was a traumatic experience. I was in so much pain. I thought I'm at the height of my career. Why is this happening now? Maybe this is the end. I'm getting older. I didn't even know if I was gonna make it back, if I was gonna have surgery, if it was gonna be 6 months or a year. Right. And so I was like you do when you think you're in a really terrible situation, you can get really low and you can think about really like this is bad. But once I switched from, okay, this is terrible, to what can I learn? This is an opportunity here. And by the time I came out on the other side, I just had so much gratitude for the experience and realized that I absolutely needed that injury to happen because I needed to make this change and this change and this change. And now I couldn't be where I am now without that. And it's a great lesson for people going through something that's really difficult, that's really painful. It's an opportunity, and it's changes that you need to make. And life is just kind of cruel and ironic like that sometimes, that it really is our biggest challenges that is where we grow the most. So yeah.
Oh, thanks for sharing that insight. That's amazing. Absolutely incredible. And yeah, I truly believe that it's those times that are challenging. We learn a lot about ourselves. Is there anything else you would like to share about Paddle Monster, about your coaching? Anything you want to say to the viewers?
Well, I guess I would say for anyone who is interested in coaching, you can check out paddlemonster.com or my website, which is SeychelleSUP.com. I also do video analysis. So video analysis is a really great alternative for working on your technique. I think that technique is a super important element to this sport. There's the endurance element, which is really important, but there's also a technical element, and when you put those two together is when you really get speed and power and connection. So working on technique is really important, and video analysis is a great way to do that.
Nice. It seems like there's a whole variety of things that Paddle Monster offer in regards to becoming an all-round athlete, or just improving for, say, like you say you bring in recovery, and you also maybe train the mind and how to do the right technique in paddling. So there's just a whole combination of things that come together. And would that be included in a package if someone were to sign up for it?
Definitely we can do. So we have group style offerings. So that's at a really affordable entry level price for people to get a training program, but we write it in for a whole group of people that kind of fit in the same experience and goals and all of those things. And then I also have additionally custom training programs that I'll write for individually for people. And the nutrition, and then that we have a strength and conditioning coach, and all of his programs are included with our training programs. The nutrition is an additional a la carte, but definitely we have a really great team of coaches and paddlers and resources on the site. And it's not just for people who want a training program. We have basic memberships where you just basically get access to all of the blogs and all of the videos. And right now we're online every day doing Facebook Live on our Facebook page, offering lots of coaching tips, land drills, home workouts, yoga, whatever we think can be helpful for people at home that need a little extra entertainment, education, uplifting, like you were saying, at this time. But all of that type of information, we have a huge database of videos and drills and exercises on the Paddle Monster platform that's available to all of our members. And I love hearing from people. I love people's questions. I'm really open I try and answer as many of them as I can. That people who reach out, I do my best to always answer. And so, yeah, let me know how I can best help. And that's what I'm here to do.
Just to finish up, I'm going to do quick fire questions. You're going to answer with one answer to these questions, one word answer. It's called the sprint round. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. One board to use for the rest of your life. Would it be a race SUP, surf SUP, foil, touring board, surfboard, kiteboard?
It would be a race board.
Nice. What's your favorite race that you've been to?
I can't decide between the 11 City Tour and the Gorge Downwind.
Two good races.
Two totally opposite races.
Which leads to the next question. What are your ideal conditions to paddle in? Would it be windy with some bumps or flat and just go hard?
Windy with bumps.
Nice.
That's 3 words, but I'm trying 1 word.
That's fine. Warm or cold water to paddle in?
Warm.
Right?
Who answers cold?
Oh, I know a couple of people answered cold.
Oh, yeah.
Best place to sup?
On the water.
That's a good answer. That's an answer. Best person to sup with?
Ooh, my husband.
Ah, nice. And who inspires you?
My coach, Larry Kane.
Nice. I think that's about it.
Awesome. Thanks, Beau. It was super fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thanks so much for joining us. And we look forward to seeing all of your endeavors for, hopefully, if everything gets started back up at the end of the year. If not, we'll see you next year.
I hope so. I hope we'll be racing by the end of the year. I'm going to keep putting that thought out there. I know lots of people are, so
definitely. It's
going to be what it's going to be, and we'll just keep on keeping on. Bye. Thank you. Hope I'll see you soon.
Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed our chat with Seychelle Webster. If you're a pro subscriber, scroll down now so you can access your extended version. We'll see you soon.